Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt powerless, defeated, and destroyed? That's how I felt as an 8-year-old when I witnessed my 3-year-old brother being killed by a double-decker bus. Two months earlier, as I played with my best friend Derek, he also was fatally killed by a double-decker bus. So I took on blame, shame, grief, regret. I was asked that day to mind my brother. That was my job. I didn't do my job. So I blamed myself. And that blame went on for years and years. I learned how to suppress the feelings. And you know yourself, suppression leads to depression. So when my brother died, I died inside, and I felt totally lost. But I realize now, as a healthcare practitioner, I was in the fight-flight mode, right? That is your survival. So I had to go into survival mode, and you cannot live there. So having been a holistic practitioner for 30 plus years, I know the damage that this does. When you think about it, your thinking emits an electrical signal, right? And your feeling emits a magnetic signal. So therefore, we are electromagnetic beings. And what you think about, you bring about. If it's got to be, it's up to me. Awareness is the key to freedom. And I want you to write this down. Write down the word now. And then I want you to spell it backwards. So when you live in the now, you have won. Write this word down. Fail. For all I've learned, that's what fail stands for. So I have learned over the years to fail my way to freedom. So at age 12, I unfortunately was knocked down by a car. I don't remember it to this day. I have no memory of it. And when I woke up in the hospital, my parents were there, but I didn't know them. And I just felt lost all over again. And when my parents brought me home to the family, I had 6 siblings, I went home to a house full of other children. I didn't know them. I didn't know me. So when I was 14, my appendix ruptured and burst. Now, I did get to the emergency room just about in time. I spent a few months in hospital. But I know that I created that dis-ease within me because I was living in that beta dimension wavelength of blame, shame, the fight-flight mode. And that grief and regret, it's not something that you should live in because it is destroying. So then, at age 35, guess what? I was knocked down again. Just to be sure, you know. This time, I actually was out cycling on my bike. I came across my neighbor who had just given birth to her second child. And she'd only come home from hospital the day before. And she had her toddler with her. I looked up, I saw a car coming. And by the time it registered in my brain, the car hit both of us. I was lucky I had my bike because my bike took the impact. My bike was mangled. I wasn't physically, thank God, but my neighbor was. And when I could get myself up off the ground, I went to pick up the toddler. And he had that beautiful curly blonde hair that my brother had. And of course, that brought all those emotions back. It came flooding up like a volcano. And you know, if you think about the word, it surfaced. If you think about the word surface, the last 4 letters is FACE. So now I had to face what I had been attempting to keep under wraps. And I could no longer do that. It came up like a volcano. But you know, everything happens for a reason. And in hindsight, it was probably the best thing that ever happened, because it allowed me to address what I couldn't face. So if you think about, you know, tension in your body will cause pain. And T is for tension. And if the body can cause pain, equally, the body can release it. And it can fix itself. And the body has an innate intelligence to heal itself. So it can do that. And it does that automatically without instruction. But when you're living in that beta, fight, flight, flee, flock, faint mode, cortisol is running through your system, so your body cannot actually heal. So it's really, really important not to live there. But pain is an indicator, and it's really, really good, because some people don't get pain and they don't get any, signals that something's gone wrong inside of them. But your body will let you know. That's your body saying, excuse me, can you have a look at this? Because this is not right. This is hurting me, and you need to have a look at this. So you need to look inside of yourself. Now, also at age 35, a wonderful thing happened. I started and I learned how to paint. So I went to painting classes, and it was just a 10-week course. And after the 10 weeks, a few of us got together and we met every week and we painted every week, and we started the Abbey Art Group, which is still going to this day. But painting really saved me, because, you know, okay, so what do you get if you put, like, if T is for tension, what do you get when you put a T at the end of pain? Paint, yeah. So, and it literally helped me express what I was trying to suppress, okay? But then I started painting from the subconscious when I started heart art. And I call it heart art magic. The magic is my acronym for my ability to go into my center, because that's where the magic happens. We have the answers within us. I had the answers within me, but I couldn't see them. It's like you can't see the wood for the trees. Could not see them. And the issues are stored in our tissues. Whatever happens to us, it gets stored. It's filed somewhere in your brain, in your body. The painting allowed me to express, and it allowed me to let it out. And it releases and let it go. So I'm the founder of Heart Art Magic. I'm so grateful for that, because that really saved me. And as a result of that, I published my book, Love to Change, Then Change to Love. Because it's all about liking and loving yourself. But during COVID, my poor 95-year-old mom got COVID and pneumonia at the same time. And to add to that dilemma, my daughter informed me of her cancer diagnosis. And my daughter wanted me to be her mom, not her therapist, which was totally understandable. So I did the best thing I could think of. I did a healing painting for Jenny and for Mom, and I sent the energy of the painting to both of them. Because, you know, at that time we couldn't travel. They both got well. Now they had their conventional treatments as well, but I was just so grateful. So as I painted and as I created my card deck, I got the inspiration, and it was just so quick and so impactful. Create a card deck with your images. And I'm saying, oh my gosh, how do you create a card deck? I have no idea. But I did it. And when I created the deck, I didn't know how they worked. So I had to figure out, well, how do they work? So I rang a client and I said, Noreen, I've created these cards. Have you any pain in your body? And she said, yes, my back is killing me. And I said, well, if 10 is the worst scenario, where is it on that level? And she said, it's a level 7. I did the cards with her, and lo and behold, her pain went away. So then I got people on Zoom and I asked, could I record this session? And we did. And hip pain, foot pain, neck pain, stress, anxiety, all were released and eliminated. And I was saying, gosh, this is just, it's incredible. So what was designed for 2 people is now helping hundreds. My cards have an image on one side. I created a message on the reverse side and a frequency number. And we are all frequencies. So the frequency number stops the cortisol running in the body. And this is how I realized. So when the cortisol is gone, the dopamine, serotonin, melatonin floods the system, and that's where the healing happens. So that rewires new neurological pathways in your brain, and it shuts down the cortisol. When melatonin is running, there are a couple of one of the studies, and there's a few on melatonin. It says one of the scientific facts about melatonin is it promotes DNA damage and replication. That was fascinating. My decks have just become a self-healing tool. That's all they are. And after my mom passed, she passed just before her 97th birthday. She came to me in a dream. And in the dream, she gave me this massive hug. And that inspired me to create the next deck, which I called I Dreamed a Dream. And then I was also inspired to do a third deck, again after a dream that Mom came to me, and I think she wants to be in every deck. She really does. But my third deck is, it's based on the paintings in my book, and I called the deck Beyond Transformation. And then one day I was looking at a video of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he talks about we need to go beyond ourselves, because he has such amazing research on when he does his meditation and he's teaching people how to heal themselves. And he said, we need to go beyond the third, beyond transformation into the 5th dimension. My third deck is called Beyond Transformation. My 4th deck is called the 5th dimension. And I just felt he was ticking the boxes for me to say, look, what you're doing is right and it works. And his book, you should look up his book, Becoming a Supernatural. It's a fantastic book. But what it's doing is it's, as I say, rewiring the neurological pathways in the brain. So Jim Rohn, some of you remember Jim Rohn, he says, our lives don't get better by chance, our lives get better by change. And Gandhi said, become the change you want to see in the world. What I say is start with one simple change, and a card a day will show you the way. I wrote a poem for myself. I called it Forgiveness for Freedom. I forgive myself for all the times I did not like myself. I forgive myself for all the times I did not love myself. I forgive myself for all my faults and failures. I forgive myself for not liking anyone. I forgive myself and others for not liking me. And I forgive myself and them for me to be free. So I had to forgive myself. And when I did that, it made a massive difference. So I'm going to leave you with what I call my personal GPS system. Okay, you know what a GPS is, your sat-nav. It gets you to where you want to go, get you on your journey. My decks are my GPS system. It's for guidance, pioneering solutions. And when you set your intention for what you want and where you want to be, and then this is your own pioneering journey. You know where you want to go, and it'll help you to get there. And the solutions are there when you're in that 5th dimension. You're connected to source, so you are the creator of your desired outcome. You create your own future. You are the master of your own destiny. If not you, who? So what happened when I was 8 to find my future? And I'm so grateful for the actions that I took. So when you love to change, then change to love. Liking and loving yourself is the best gift that you can give yourself and others. So write this down, motivation, and put a C after the A. Motive action. Motivation is not enough. You need the action to make it happen. So make what you want in life happen for you with the action that you take. Thank you.